Hey, welcome. If you're new to the channel, I'm John. Thanks a bunch for joining me. I love reviewing tech, but all kinds of gear and anything interesting. Now, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Apple. I've been reviewing Apple products for over 40 years, all the way back in the Stone Age era of writing reviews for computer magazines, back when those things were printed, and many other products that Apple has released in the last 4 decades, I've had mixed feelings about, and the Apple AirPods Pro is certainly one of those. The ergonomics are pretty good, but the sound quality isn't quite what I was hoping for. So I finally decided it was time for me to replace these. Now, I love Apple in terms of the ecosystem, and I think most of us who are Apple consumers make that choice because of the integrated ecosystem. My MacBook Pro communicates really well with my iPad, my iPhone, my Watch Ultra, and so in terms of integration, I love what Apple is doing. So one of the challenges is whenever you're in the Apple ecosystem, when do you choose to purchase within that ecosystem and when do you want to get out of it? And to me, a watch is integral to the system because I can be playing music on my MacBook Pro, my M1 that I absolutely love, my 14-inch, and I can adjust the volume, make my play selection with my watch. I love to be able to do messaging and phone calls between my phone, my iPad, and my MacBook Pro and my watch. And so in that sense, I've not been willing to give up that part of the ecosystem. But when it came time to replace these, I began thinking about how deeply are the iPods integrated into the ecosystem. The more I thought about it, they're really not integrated very deeply. A few years ago, I switched from Sennheiser wireless headphones to the Sony WF-1000XM5s and totally loved the experience. At the time, I did a review of these and I felt like these were the best wireless headphones you could buy on planet Earth. And then whenever the subsequent ones came out, the XM5s, I decided to make that leap as well. And to me, the audio quality of the Sony WF-1000XM5s are just phenomenal. The battery life's good, the features are robust, and just all in all, I have come to really like these things. And so when it came time to consider what I was going to replace the AirPods Pro with, I began looking at Sony's WF-1000XM5s. And so these are pretty much siblings in the Sony ecosystem. And I so thoroughly enjoyed this experience that I did a bunch of research and I got the Sony WF-1000XM5s. And I have mixed feelings about these. Overall, I will say that I believe these are the best sounding earbuds you can buy today in 2024. I've listened to these side by side, and obviously you're losing some of the low end by switching from these large drivers over to these small ones, but surprisingly, these are still robust. What I like most about the Sony earbuds is the sound quality. They sound absolutely amazing. The battery life is good. The features are robust. There's a lot to like about it. And of course, in terms of integration, I can still control my headphone volume with my Apple Watch. Now, one of the integration points I did lose in switching to the Sony is the ability to see my charge level from my iPhone. But that's not a big deal. I keep the Sony app loaded on my iPhone so that I can monitor battery life. Now, in terms of downsides, one thing I don't like is these are difficult to get in and out of the case. This area here is a glossy material, and there's a pretty strong magnet that holds those in place for charging, and it can be a struggle to get those out. I wish instead they had put some texture here on these sides so that when you go to get them out, you can get a good firm grip. And so that's a bit of a hassle. And so granted, that's not that big of a deal, but it can be frustrating if you're walking on the move and you reach down and you're having to fight to get these things out. Not a big deal, but still it can be an annoyance. The second thing is that these are pretty bulky and heavy, and naturally I would say the difference in weight and size also translate into sound quality. So there's a trade-off there. In order to get higher quality sound, you're dealing with a larger driver, and so you end up with earbuds that are heavier, which can mean that you feel them there. And I'm still working on getting the ideal fit. I've had these for about 2 weeks now, so I'm showing you the packaging here, and it did come with 4 earpieces, extra small, small, medium installed, and a large. And so there are enough options that it's pretty easy to find something that's a good fit, but I still find myself feeling the weight of those in my ear and feeling like they might fall out. So I'm still trying to find the optimal position in my ear, and I think I may be able to make improvements on that with time. But overall, I've got to say that I find, as someone who prioritizes high quality sound, that these are worth the trade-offs for me. And if you are an audiophile or someone who places a strong emphasis on sound quality, you need to try these out for yourself, compare them, and see if you think it's worth the trade-offs. For me, I say thumbs up. I gotta have it. I'm willing to trade off some of the bulkiness, the extra weight, and the clumsiness of getting these out of the case for a better audio quality experience. Overall, I'm pleased with the Sony WF-1000XM5s. Being a user of the WH-1000XM5s, I find that they partner really well when I'm switching from sitting at my desk to being on the go. The user experience is similar. It uses the same apps, and so I can have the same settings. So even though it's not a perfect product, there are some downsides. I find the trade-offs worthwhile in order to get an excellent sound experience. What about you? Have you tried these? Do you own them? Or are you a frustrated Apple AirPods or AirPods Pro user and are looking to switch? I'd like to know in the comment section below. Well, there you have it. Those are my thoughts. Thanks a bunch for watching, and until next time, remember, spread the love.
Just another sunny day in Southern California.